Okay, hello there, and we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great day. It's a great day. You're welcome to the post Premiership game show. This particular show, because we did not do the post game show for Arsenal Football Club, we just wanted the whole game to be played, and then we can come with a more conclusive Premier League show and Premier League, talk show today. So today is a very, very interesting one. And we have our panel here, Ryan Maguire, my business partner, and the first podcaster here. Ryan, you're welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us, Tony. Good day. Good day of football.
Yeah. And we also have our Chelsea, our Chelsea supporter here, our Chelsea brother here, Chelsea Dan. You're welcome to the show, brother.
Welcome to the show. Thanks for letting me on. Big up to Ryan. Big up to Tony.
Yeah, and we're also expecting John Redchart. It should be coming in soon. Dejispurs should also be coming in soon, but we're just waiting for them. But before then, we need to know what happened in that Chelsea game. Chelsea Dan, please. That game ended 2-0, and you were at Villa Park today. Aston Villa. Take me through what happened in that game today.
But basically, for the first half, we were a bit messy with our Chalobah and Cucurella. Cucurella didn't look like he was fit because since he's come back from injury with his throat, he didn't really look very well. But Mason Mount, oh my God, he was so incredible. Off on the pitch and off the pitch, and um, Kepa, man, what brilliant save for the first time in ages. He kept them saves from that's the only shots what Aston Villa only had from them saves, and
Emmanuel
what
Adedeji, welcome to the show.
bigger
Emmanuel
Chelsea fan, I
Adedeji,
guess.
welcome to. He's a
Chelsea fan,
Chelsea fan and is a
brilliant.
big brother. He loves this show.
Yes,
He loves me too. He's my brother.
big up,
Shout out
bro.
to you. God
Yeah,
bless you.
shout
God
out to
bless
you,
your
man.
family, my
Shout out
man.
to you. Yeah, um, as you know, it was expected. You thought Aston Villa was going to smash us last night, Tony, when you said on the phone, but it didn't happen. The free kick from Mason Mount, what a superb free kick, man! The best free kick
Yeah, that was a
of
good
the
one.
season. Um, you ain't gonna stop that from Mason Mount. We knew he was gonna score that goal from there. The Chelsea fans are buzzing and all that, like singing their prayers and that. Um, yeah, but you got to understand, right? Potter came into Chelsea, kept four clean sheets now for us, man. Four clean sheets. It's one five. He's played six with us, 1-5, drew one, then the four clean sheets, and Potter's just know how he's known his players at the system with the back, and I think since now Fofana's out injured, and we've got Reece James out for 8 weeks. Um, but we look like a top force striking team. This team, what we've got now, is going to be a winning team, winning strike team. We look like we're going to win a few games. Yeah, today Havertz didn't look like he at his best, but my point thing with Potter, I don't know why he never kept Aubameyang on and subbed off Sterling, but I think he might have left
But
Aubameyang.
Aubameyang was having a very, very bad game today. There was even a
No,
ball he looked past. He wanted to pass it back. I think either to I don't know, to one of your
for yeah,
defenders,
yeah,
and
for that, for yeah.
it nearly put your defense in trouble down there. So
Yeah,
I
but
don't really
that,
think he was in the game
but
today.
with Aubameyang was amazing today. You can't shout Aubameyang today. The one mistake he did from past that from that defence, yeah, he nearly got his from McQuinn could have took his leg right off and injured him. So he had to pass that ball to make a jump from the slide. And if he didn't pass that ball as quick as he can, he would have been cleaned out off the pitch. But the thing is,
Yeah.
Aubameyang, he was good. He passed the ball, hold the ball up at the back of our defence. He cleared the ball out. It was good. It was good today. But like I say, when with the cross from the cross, yeah, from Raheem Sterling to do that header because he was small and he headed it right. If Aubameyang was in that situation, we would have been 3-0 up. And today, Aston Villa didn't look. They looked like they were a good team, but you've got to understand Steven Gerrard is not really a good manager, and he's not doing really well with Aston Villa. They're losing games, they've drawn games, they haven't won a game uh, over 3 weeks. So what could we say about that? They're not in their best perform. Danny Ings, yeah, he could have had loads of chances of goal, but the thing is, we always do Aston Villa at their ground. We've got the best, like with Palace at Aston Villa, we've got the best record at Aston Villa, and so we had to win that game with Potter. If because the other day it had been a big story about Potter why we didn't win that game because we got a good record at Villa's ground.
Thank you, Chelsea
So
Dan. But again, you guys actually got peppered today in your in your 18-yard box in the first half. You guys really got bombarded with lots of shots and lots of chances, flurry of chances for Aston Villa to even take that game by three goals to nil in the first
but
half. Like, I'm serious.
you watching a different game. You watching a different
No,
game.
no, no. I'm telling you, Ins
Nah,
Bailey, like there was a cross Bailey had. He crossed it down to Danny Ings. Did you remember that chance? It was a free header. Do you remember that
three
chance?
chances. They had three chances, and that was it.
They had up to four. See, they had up to nearly 4 to 5 chances. They didn't just have clinical strikers to bury the game.
Okay, yeah, but
Okay, okay.
what about what about the Chelsea chances?
How would you rate Kepa's chances today? You understood
Yeah,
what he did
well,
today, right? He
tell you
turned
what, it
into
feels like.
Spider-Man today and
Well, I'll tell you
catching all
what. I'll
the
tell
whole
you,
loose
best man of the
balls.
match. Well, the man of the match on the pitch today, yeah, was Mason Mount or Kepa, and Kepa showed, yeah. You guys like said we want to see Kepa like see the real proper like real challenge, even though since the last 4 games he's played for us and hasn't really had a challenge. You guys said, oh, Aston Villa will give Kepa a challenge. He'll probably let bare goals in. Proved you guys wrong once again. Kepa, look what he did. I'm not a big fan of Kepa, right? I'm a big fan of Mendy. I'm not a big fan of Kepa, right? Never have been. I've wanted him out of the club, right? Since day one.
Yeah,
Since that time with Sarri's attitude from the cup game, the FA Cup final, right? I wanted him out.
yeah.
But the thing is, Kepa today, he showed himself that he's probably one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League. The saves he done is so unreal.
Of course, he had a very good performance today.
Yeah.
There were lots of balls that came in. You know, especially one that he had. There was a free header for Danny Ainge from across from Bailey of Aston Villa, and that was set to go in. And for some reason, I don't
He
know,
saved
Kepa
it.
just stretched his arms. You know,
Mhm.
I don't know. It just turned to Spider-Man today. Ryan, I want to bring you in into into that queue. Were you able to watch anything with Chelsea today?
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, I seen the first 40 minutes because obviously our game was delayed. Yeah, and Kepa looks like a completely different keeper at the minute. He looks like
I don't
looks like
understand that.
he's had some time out, come back stronger.
Mm.
I think, yeah, Mendy's a good keeper. I think he's a bit overrated, but I think he is good though. I'm not saying he's not good. I think he's slightly overrated though. He's always talked about with Allison and Edison. I don't think he's quite there, but I do think he's sound. But so I imagine Kepa to be challenging, but yeah, he was class today. And like I agree with what you're saying. And obviously in that first half, Aston Villa had something like 11 attempts on goals, something daft like that, and
Yeah,
he made some proper good saves.
proper
Um,
saves.
yeah,
Shocked.
it was a good move. There was a header. I can't remember who it was, but it was pretty. It was about 5 yards out. I don't know how he saved it. Yeah, it was
Mm.
a couple of great saves. Obviously, after the 40th minute, I didn't really watch it and that, but because I was just watching our game.
Because yeah, did not at least have a power cut. That's why it was delayed.
Yeah. In Ellen Road. Anyway, we'll come to
Yeah,
that.
there was something with VAR or something stupid.
So shocking. Okay, we have a question from Hey Emmanuel Adedeji. Thank you for becoming a new member of the channel. God bless you.
Yeah,
God bless you.
big up to him, bro.
Because with time, I want to start, paying some of these podcasters that come here. Mostly Ryan. I need money to start paying him. Because very soon he will start knocking on the door and say, Anthony, you need to pay me. So I need money for all these things. So thank you, Emmanuel Adedeji, for being a very, very great friend to this show and being a very good personal friend. God bless you. And he's also a Chelsea fan. And see, yeah, he has a question for you, Chelsea Dan. So I'm going to throw that question to you,
Yeah.
Chelsea Dan. Thanks, mate. You're Chelsea, mate. What's your prediction for the season? Looks promising. Still have my doubts, though. So what do you say to that? It's a Chelsea affair. You take the cake.
Every day we've got Man United coming up. We've got the likes of Man City coming up. We've got the likes of Arsenal come up. Right. We should have beaten Tottenham that day, but we got cheated on from like with Cucurellia's hair got pulled from Romario from Tottenham. Right. Hey, Havertz should have got fouled. Any day we got cheated on. We should have won that game against Tottenham, no doubt. But my question to Mo Abdul, we're always a Chelsea fan. We're always Chelsea blue. We're in a Champions League. We're in a big tough game, not like Arsenal or Man United, yeah. But our predictions, yeah, we'll finish like the top three this season. We ain't gonna win it this season. Don't don't like try to think we're gonna win it this season. But next season will be our Premier League because soon we get like some Nkunku after the World Cup, and then Rafael Leo. All the Arsenal, all the Premier League and Man City could be scared of Chelsea for next season because we've done it with our youth
Chelsea
team.
Dan, Chelsea Dan, please. On Monday, Juma, I'm going to send you the StreamYard link right now. I wanted to send it to you before, but I didn't know if you're gonna be available. I need to send it to you now so you can jump in. Shout out to you on Monday. I will send it to you now. You can please jump in. Yeah, Chelsea Dan, continue with that answer.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't think we'll win the Premier League this season, right? Because Potter, right, he's just came to Chelsea, right? It's not like Michael Arteta where you see Michael Arteta flops like from last season where you are, and then today, yeah, he's got you where you are, but he ain't gonna be one of your Premier League winners. But Potter we're giving the Potter ability to adapt to his team to show that what he could do. And for a minute, you could see how Chelsea are being a fighting team force with the team we've got. Potter's doing really
Yeah.
well. Oh, he shot me. Honestly, I told you before, Tony, on the phone. Yeah, I thought Potter well conceded goals and we'll probably like lose games. But since we've had Potter, we've kept 4 clean sheets than any other club has.
Uh,
Uh,
Dan, how many games has he been in for now?
Ryan, please come
right,
in there because
right,
Chelsea
right.
Dan is.
Well, right, Ryan's had 6 games, right? Right?
Right.
We don't class the Salzburg Champions League game because that's just a bit of warm up practice, knowing how that's basically a training pitch that game because he didn't know the players and he didn't know very well. He came in, he's played 6, won 5, drew 1 against Salzburg, and kept 4 clean sheets with
And
Potter.
so that means and now you think you're going to win the league next year after these 6 games?
Well, I don't. I did say I don't. But the thing is, I didn't say we'll win it this year, but next year we will.
Oh no, don't worry about that, Dan. You won't win it this year. But
Because Arsenal's not going to win it. Man City will win it. We
I'm
know
not
that
saying
Man City will win it.
I didn't say who
Man,
was going to win it, mate. I didn't say who was going to win it. I just Chelsea for a fact aren't. So I agree with you there. Yeah, good point. You're not winning this year. But you weren't sure about Potter, and then after 6 games, you're already sure that you're challenging next year or even winning it.
It's funny.
yeah.
It's funny.
Big,
It's
well,
funny.
can I ask you quick something? Yeah, Ryan. Right. Soon the likes of Nkunku comes to Chelsea. Rafael Leo. Right. There's 2 brilliant signings that what Arsenal wanted, and we beat you to him. And
How's
you,
so?
no, for sec, yeah, we have players off the bench, yeah, could fight to the Premier League table, right? But you Arsenal fans, you're lying on Nakita, who ain't gonna score at least 20 goals this season for you. Your Arsenal ain't gonna buy Michael Hector doesn't buy players for January to strengthen your team,
Ladies
right?
and
Strengthen your
gentlemen,
team.
Chelsea Dan,
So
please.
you can't really say it. I'm with you.
Chelsea Dan,
Okay.
I want you to please wait. I have
Right.
a very, very special get.
Yeah,
Ryan,
big up my brother John.
Ryan, this is a big brother that just came into the show right now. Uh, he's part of the big wigs at Manchester Agenda. Monday, Juma. You're welcome to the show, my big brother. Welcome, man. I've had him on the show before. You're welcome, brother.
Hi, Tony. What a wonderful welcome. Nice greeting. Want to say hi to the Chelsea fans, Tony? How you doing, man? Big up to the Arsenal fan. What's your name, sorry?
Ryan.
Brian.
Yeah, Ryan is my business partner. You know, we're on the station
nice
together.
To meet you, Brian.
Yeah,
and a Liverpool
Chelsea
fan
Dan.
as well. Wow.
He's from Chelsea. Chelsea Dan, and then.
Well, big up to you, bro. You a Chelsea fan at all, yeah?
And then we have he's a Manchester United big win.
Oh, he's a Man United fan, yeah?
Yeah. And then we have John of RedCharts. Of RedCharts podcast. John, you're welcome to the show.
Big up, guys. Big up. Thank you very much for having me on.
Guys, Liverpool is buzzing.
I can only come on for about 10 minutes.
Okay.
I'm streaming with you, but I'm also on another stream just now. So I'm doing 2 streams at once at the minute.
He's with Rod.
Chelsea Dan will come back later to you. Red Chat, take us through what happened with that Liverpool and Manchester City game before I go down to on Monday, Juma, since you're going to be leaving on time. Just take us through what happened in that game. Are Liverpool back in the hunt for top 4 this season, or even winning the league this season?
The Liverpool City game, it was like I said all week. I've been saying all week. I said to everybody, Liverpool will win this game. The difference is with Liverpool City games, form goes out the window. You can't count on form during a Liverpool City game. They're always very close games, and tonight proved that. It was a very close game. Now, I've heard people have told me, like ChelseaDan, saying that the Foden goal should have stood. It was never a goal. It was a foul on Fabinho. So
was it a goal?
The goal should never. The goal should never. It was a foul.
Right now, can I say one question for you, John? So what about the penalty? What about the penalty? What about the penalty for disease then? Because that's like making 2 different sides, bro.
Can I finish? Right. There was never a foul. It was never a goal. It was a foul on Fabinho. He dragged him down with his shirt. So therefore, it was never a goal. That's why it went to VAR. That's why it was turned around. It was never
because just last week, Liverpool fans were saying we should do away with the VAR, and then this week you are being saved by that same VAR that all of you decided to do away with in the Premiership.
Tony, can I rebuttal what you're saying? I agree. I understand what you're saying is. Last week I said VAR should have been done away in the Arsenal game. The reason I said that was because VAR was not working from the very first minute of the game. That's why I said if VAR doesn't work from the very first minute in the game, then you cannot use VAR for the whole game. That's why I said that. If VAR works from the very first minute, then use it. If it doesn't work from the very first minute, then you cannot use it in a game of football. It's an unfair advantage.
Okay, what does this win? What does this win do for Manchester City? Where does it keep Manchester City this season?
It doesn't really hurt Man City at all. I don't think it hurts Man City.
Thank you, John.
But what I will say is Liverpool are sitting. We have a game in hand over Man City. We win that game in hand. We go 7 points behind Man City.
Okay, so do you think it's upwards for Liverpool from now on?
If there's a big if we win against West Ham, then I can see Liverpool going on a pretty good win streak. And if that does happen, then who's know what's going to happen?
Yeah,
Monday,
John,
I want to bring you in. On Monday, I want to bring you in here. Do you agree with what our Liverpool fan here just said? What John said here?
You can't write Liverpool off because you've seen them. They've been the main challenger for Man City over the last couple of years, and they've actually got 90 plus points. That shows they're a good side. They're in a good era. This side they've got at the moment, and under this manager, they're on the up. Unfortunately, they've had a bit of a bumpy start. I think there's been a lot of changes with the side. You see the formation. I'm still trying to work out what he's done. He's tweaked it a lot. Obviously, Mane's gone. He's trying to work it with a new front three, sometimes a front four with Jota as well thrown in as well. So it's really interesting for me I like tactics and to see how Liverpool sort of playing it. But I do think they've got so much about them. I mean, especially at home. I watched that game today and I thought the atmosphere is that's the 12th man for them. Liverpool is a special football club, and you're seeing that right now with a result like that. I don't want to get into the details about VAR and all that kind of thing, because this is what football's about today. I think I played football this morning, and if you're not allowed to touch anyone, it just gets ridiculous. In open play, I'm watching that. I didn't see anything wrong, but if you analyze everything, you could analyze the show and show me rolling my eyes, and you wouldn't even notice. You could do a VAR on it and say, "Oh, you're criticizing one of your guests." It doesn't matter, It's a good result. I think it's good for football that Man City, who are really, sometimes people are writing them off already and saying they're not writing them off, writing off everyone else, saying, Haaland, Man City, they've gone clear. That's all they needed. But it's nice to see
on Monday
demonstrated
that was two games,
and
two
it's good for the rest of the league.
But that's 2 games Haaland has played against Liverpool, and he still hasn't scored.
Yeah. Exactly, because I explained this to many people who have already dashed Manchester City the league already. I told them this is going to be one of the most competitive Premiership that we've ever seen. But people mocked me off. It's very, very good that people are seeing what's happening to Erling Haaland. When he comes against tightly knit defenses, he flusters it. It kind of misses everything. Ryan.
I need to go to, but I want to ask you one question.
Okay.
Are you rating Liverpool off?
The Liverpool goal from Salah was quite lucky though, because if Joe Casillas didn't do what he did,
ChelseaDan, please wait, please. We have other people who are talking here. Ryan, please, can you come in and answer that question? He asked a question.
I would never be stupid enough to write Liverpool off. After what they've done in the last few years. I do want to shout out our Liverpool mate. I forgot your name. I'm sorry.
Bagav, welcome.
Bagav.
We was on a chat before the Liverpool game, and you told us how he was going to smash us at the Emirates and all that. So I've not seen you since then. So
respect.
Not going to ask how you was feeling after that, but nice to see you again, my mate.
No, mate.
Amandi, are you writing off Liverpool?
I just said no. I said you cannot write them off because of who they are, who they've been over their identity over the last few years. Champions League, and battling one of the, there was just a lot of talk about the money, the net spend this week. But it's true when you really analyze it, they're overachieving with what they got, and that's credit to their manager. They've got a good setup there. Maybe they do need to, add a few players, and they haven't got the luxury of doing that with like Man City, Newcastle, all these other sides. So you have to give them ultimate respect. And for me, even though I'm a Man United fan, I look at them and I just think, wow, this team, you can never write them off. And I'm not going to say people writing them off a couple of weeks ago saying, they're done out here. But if they get momentum, and like today, a result like that would do that for them. You never know what can happen, and you've seen over the last few years just how good they can be. Yeah. And if this tweets, with this little tweak that he's doing right now, if it clicks, oh Lord, that's all I can say.
ChelseaDan, please, ChelseaDan, quickly, have you written off Liverpool?
I told you before, Tony, and I've told Johnny before. No, I've said to you when Arsenal was lucky to beat them last week Sunday. I said to you guys, don't rip off Liverpool, because when they come to form, they play football, and it showed them today. And the Casillas was lucky not to actually. I don't know what happened there, but that's how Salah goes through to the 1-on-1 against the goalkeeper and scored it. And even though Cancelo knew that he did a stupid mistake, he shouldn't he should have controlled Salah there. but it happens in football. But like I said to you before, Tony, and then I'm gonna say to my brother John, Liverpool are a good team, but they haven't got Klopp for a minute because he's been two games suspended. But they will fight once, like I said to you before, once they get the new players, like new centre mids coming in January. Do not wipe Liverpool off because they will come finish top four before Arsenal and Tottenham any day. And Liverpool, yeah, you've seen Liverpool for the last 2 years. Back in the day, they used to be nothing in 2006, 2007, but you can see what they're doing. Fair enough, yeah, they're having a bad spell for a minute, but you might beat them at their ground. But like I said to you, they've got the likes of games coming up against like Chelsea, Man United. Well, I know they played Man United and Man United already beat them, but the thing is that they've got like it's like, but you still never write off Liverpool. They
Okay.
might miss Sani, but Liverpool will finish top four this season, and I've told you that before, Tony.
That's a big shout. Bagav, are you there?
Hey, yeah, like hey Tony, like the first time on the channel.
Bagav, you're welcome to the show. Have you
I want to say
written
something
off
real quick
Liverpool?
because I do have to
Have
go.
you written off Liverpool?
Have I written off Liverpool? What's so the Liverpool standard should be what? Like, I mean, winning the title? Yeah, for that, yeah. For like top four, no. I'll put it that way.
I don't
Okay,
think you can do that just yet. I don't think you can do that just yet.
I mean, it's hard. It's hard with the title, man. I feel like, all right. So yes, you know, like Tottenham and Chelsea, like they're still like in the mix, right? Like because like they're still figuring out their chemistry. So I look at them if they start like clicking, they're gonna be like teams we got to worry about. Like but at the same time with Arsenal, man, this is a great time to be an Arsenal fan. Think about it. Like I mean,
Exactly.
we grinded out a really good result.
I will ask before I need literally hold in 2 minutes. But before
Okay.
I will ask every single person here.
Yeah.
What are the two teams in this league that can go 17, 18 games unbeaten? Winning
The only
games.
team that can do that though is City.
Doing
Like
team?
Liverpool can kind of do it, but like City proved that like every year.
Liverpool have done that. We have done that.
You okay?
They have done it. They have done it. I'll give John the doubt. He has done it. So is Chelsea. So is Chelsea. Yeah, but Chelsea done it in 2018.
There's only two
You can't just.
proven
Yeah.
to do it is Liverpool and Man City.
We
No,
went
you can't say
9
that.
games.
You can't say
9
that.
games unbeaten.
Man United's done it. Man United's done it. Man United's done it. We've done it. Liverpool, Man City.
Hey Tony, can I say something real quick? Can I say something real quick? Because I gotta go. Because today's a great day for there's so many great games today. So like PSG Marseille is like on, so I want to kind of watch that. But I just want to say like subscribe to like the channel. It's a great channel, by the way. Like you learn something new every day. Great guests. I mean, you do a great job, man. Like I'll come on here like more properly, and let's talk Arsenal. Like it will happen sometime real soon. But man, it's great to be an Arsenal fan, and thank you Liverpool, by the way, because thank you Liverpool.
Yeah.
I mean,
Definitely. You know what, Bagav, I will bring you on the Ryan and Claude show when I talk to my partner here. So we'll bring you on that show, and we'll just talk about Arsenal.
Enjoy the weekend, guys, and
Thank you, Bagav.
I want to say one thing.
Don't be thanking Liverpool too soon.
Monday's a star here, you know.
No, man. I mean, I'll be honest. I don't want to let you guys beat us this year. You guys definitely earned that victory. But man, the creativity, man. You guys got to figure it out.
But Gav, you got Chelsea coming up soon at Stamford Bridge. You got Chelsea coming up. Don't big yourself. You got Chelsea coming up soon. You got Chelsea coming up.
Okay.
So, if I can, I'll jump back on.
Take care.
Respect.
Yeah.
Much love.
Yeah, you wanted to say something before you go, John. Oh, John is off. Okay. Interesting. Okay. On Monday, just before we go into ChelseaDan, we're finished with Chelsea already, so you can just contribute to our normal discussion here because Manchester United is still here and Arsenal is still here. On Monday, the Manchester United game today with Newcastle. What happened?
I think it's a case. Look, I'm not going to make excuses. Sometimes I feel right. We're going to click one day soon. What I'm seeing now, I think Ronaldo may be an issue. He's a very good player, but maybe not for our system. we weren't getting beyond the team. We weren't able to break them down. It was very stale. We've seen this. Our last few results, we've been winning by the odd goal here and there. Last minute winner, life and death against a Cypriot team I've never heard of. 3-2 away from home. Was it 2-1 against Everton? So you can see we're in transition. We've got lot of good players. It just takes time, doesn't it, to get that system going, to get everyone on board. So I can accept that. It's not, if this was like 2 years into the reign and we weren't at it, then you could be a bit more critical. But at the moment, you have to accept you see some good things and you also see some bad things. And that's the balance that we have right now. And today, you see a lot of bad things where we felt to ourselves, how do we break a team down? I thought we sort of, where we've mastered a few things, where I've seen improvements is absorbing pressure, making us harder to beat, that kind of thing, as we showed against Liverpool and Arsenal team. But then you also have to learn how to break down teams who are well organised, well drilled. I mean, you had a Cypriot team who were well drilled, well organised, and we were like, bumping heads. How do we break this team down? And whereas Arsenal, the way they play right now, they can walk through teams. They're so confident where you can do overloads and all that kind of thing in midfield, like you did against us, because you're so confident that you can walk through teams. You would have caned that Cypriot team the other day. So that shows the difference of where you're at. But I just think you have to, as a good football team, to get that balance, you have to be a master of all kind of things. Be a black belt at defending. Be a black belt absorbing the pressure. Be a black belt of possession and retaining the ball in your opponent's half. And these are all the things arts that we have to learn. And as you can see today, we're still a white belt in that regard, especially in breaking teams down. So there's a long way to go for Man United. We have to be realistic, but I just want to salute the Premier League. We've seen a wonderful weekend of football again. It shows the high levels that we have here. And Liverpool, they get my respect. Chelsea with Potter, I think that's a great appointment. I think you guys, I know you've been boastful and confident, but there's a lot.
Because when I told you this season, when you came here, I think in the first or second game, me and you got into an argument, and you never believed me that we're going to win the league this season. But it's all unraveling in people's eyes.
I didn't believe you. I'm just sorry. Just want to finish on Chelsea. I think that Chelsea got a right to feel confident. They've had a bit of dent where they had to change manager and everything else. But he's come in, and you can already see with the players he's got, the personnel that they have, they are going to be up there. They are going to be a threat. So you can be optimistic for sure. But as for Arsenal, as I'm coming to Arsenal now, I have to say salute, because Arsenal fans, as I said in the comment, when they're buzzing, they are probably one of the best fan bases out there, and you deserve this right now. I know your chest will swell up and all that kind of thing. You can't even get your t-shirts on, but but the main thing is, I'm looking at it and I'm saying these fans deserve this. You can see they're beaming, they're happy right now. And if you are successful after all these years where it's been up and down, if you're successful, then it'll be one of the best celebrations out there already. You saw what happened at Liverpool last week. Big up to all the goons. Big up to all the goons.
Dan, please wait.
The football you're playing, you are able to walk through teams and beat through most teams just on your unique black belts, third down, possession-based, free-flowing, Arsene Wenger cemented kind of football. And that is wonderful to watch. As a neutral, watching it, I'm thinking, go on, wicked. Love to see that. So,
ladies and gentlemen, Armando Juma is here in the flesh. Ryan, you've just heard what Armando said, our special guest Armando said here. Can you take us through that Arsenal game, with your normal rhetoric? So just spew it.
It was a tough second half performance. I think Leeds played better than I think anyone expected. I think we especially with, was it 4-0 or 4-1 something last season at Ellen Road. So I thought could have been something similar, but yeah, fair play to Leeds for the way they played in that second half. They were pretty much all over us, and we had to ride it out. Ramsdale was really good. I was happy with Ramsdale's performance. He was owning that his area, you know what I mean? So he's made some very good saves. I feel like some of the decisions were, especially if you're support a different team than us, you will argue against the decisions. I think quite a few of the decisions were right in my view. My only thought on the decision that might be a bit controversial is obviously the second penalty getting ruled out, I feel was right because obviously Gabriel was fouled first. So I feel like it was a good decision to rule it out. But Gabriel does then kick out against Bamford. He does do something stupid. And I've said it.
Very stupid.
He keeps making stupid mistakes and he needs a punishment. So honestly, I expected them to rule the penalty out because of the foul beforehand, but maybe still send him off. I mean, it wasn't a massive connection with Bamford, but the intention was still there.
The intention was there. Yeah, that's
Bamford
true.
got out of the way. We've said it for years. Obviously, we don't want to commend diving, but sometimes you have to go down just so someone's seen the foul. If you're in on goal, 100% you're not going to go down. But if you felt that hit on you, you're going to react to it. So Bamford did. Obviously, it was a slight dive, but he jumped back up because it's obviously pissed him off. But I do feel I wouldn't have argued against it if they still sent him off. I won't say I wanted it, but Gabriel needs a repercussion from his actions and his mistakes he's been making in these last couple of games. He needs some kind of repercussion. And a sending off today, he could have sat back and gone, what have I done there? Why have I done that? I've put my team now, because they didn't have to overrule that penalty. They could have still given it, and we'd have had to stand up and gone, you know what? He was fouled before it, but he's done so much stupid and kicked out. We call Xhaka for it all the time, even though Xhaka's mistakes and his stats are nowhere near as high as a lot of other players. It's just the mainstream media will tell us it's mainly Xhaka when it's not, but that's just how it is. So, and then they want us to look at your defenders like Ben White making mistakes when he's not, and people like Gabriel are getting away with it a bit. Like I've said a lot, 80 minutes of the game, he can be the strongest or second strongest defender. But then it's just that mistake, that stupid decision that really causes us big issues. And the fact that the rest of the team is playing really well is getting away with it, and it's not as highlighted. We're not looking at it. If we wasn't getting these wins, if the other players like Odegaard and Saliba and Jesus, Zinchenko, Tomiyasu, White, Ramsdale, if all the other players weren't playing as well as what they are, these mistakes from Gabriel would be costing us dearly, and we would not be anywhere near where we were. So for me, I'd not have been happy, but to get a repercussion to Gabriel, to say, maybe to sit back and go, right, I need to evaluate what I'm doing here. Like I said, I would not be surprised if we brought in another central defender next summer.
Yeah.
And Gabriel.
Not even next summer. We need it by January. We need it by January.
Maybe.
We need it by January.
Like I said as well, I wouldn't mind seeing Saliba and White in centre backs with Tomiyasu and Zinchenko playing when he gets back. But
okay, in the chat, Miss Melina, God bless you. Thank you for coming to the show and bigging up our special guest who just answered us in just a matter of seconds on Monday. Juma is here. And we also have a friend of the show, and I also go to bless his show. Ryan, this is Anthony, Mr. Anthony Herbert. He's the one who was supposed to go to the show from the Gooners from all corners. You have to go there on Friday next week, man. You need to appease the gods.
Right, lads.
Anthony Herbert, you're welcome to the show. I saw you bigging off on Monday in the chat.
We're friends. Yeah, we're very good friends.
We're very good friends being a Monday. We've been on quite a few, lots of streams together. So. I thought, because I seen him Monday on here, I thought, well, I haven't spoke to him for ages. I'll have to come on. Even if we have a disagreement, but it's very rare. We don't have a falling out mean on Monday. We sort of understand, because we're pretty much old school within
Yeah.
our football.
Yeah,
So
Omondi is a very, very likable character, and again, he
yeah.
has a very, very big heart and a good heart. He's a good-hearted man. That's one thing I can say about him. You can see him playing with his pets. You can see him playing good reggae music. You can see him dancing everywhere. You can see him in the
Oh,
car, just driving, enjoying nature. He is the
oh,
Love reggae.
definition of
Love
a
you're
real
reggae.
not on
good
about the
man.
Love
Instagram
reggae
videos,
music.
are you?
And when I was starting this station, I just sent him a message. He was one of the first people, to come and grace, the show I had here. So God bless you on Monday. And with
God
Uh,
just
bless
a
you.
short message, he just came into the show. Okay, I'll just get you in, Anthony Herbert. What can you say about Arsenal today going into a ground that Chelsea were mopped with the floor down there, beating 3-0, and had Koulibaly sent off. They welcomed him into the
This is
Premiership
this
and
guy. This
mopped
is
Chelsea with the floor, beating them 3-0. And mind you, Leeds as a team haven't lost in Leeds in Ellen Road, throughout this season. Anthony Herbert, what's the importance of going down there and grinding out the win today?
well, to be honest with you, it's never easy, is it? You go down to Ellen Road in there, and it's like today. I thought we would have won the game 3-0. To be honest with you, that was my prediction. Obviously, it wasn't. It was a tough game. Personally, I think it was a game. It was quite flat. I didn't think we were that good, to be honest with you, Ting. That what happened at the end of the game with VAR, that was absolutely ludicrous. With that it was dreadful. And I got to be honest with you, it's nice to know that Arsenal has gone into a game, hasn't played that great, and can come out and still win the game. Do you know what I'm saying? It's nice to have games like that. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not like picking on like a Mondi here, but it's like Manchester United going back into the 90s and early 2000s,
Yeah.
even though they were winning titles, but they were doing that themselves. They can go into a game, not play so great, and win it. A Mondi would tell you that. And I think, to be honest with you, that was what we did today. We didn't play that great, and we won the game, which I'm glad. Um, the other results regarding the Man City and Liverpool game, I thought that was a good game. That was end to end stuff. And to be honest with you, you can't write off Liverpool not yet, because this win they've had tonight, they'll go on now, and you'll see a different Liverpool. Now they'll go on and start winning some games, gradually making their way up the league as well. Um, are they going to win the league? No, I don't think so. I know it's only 10 games gone into the season, but it's down to the poor start that they've had. Basically, if they didn't have a poor start and they were up by us in Man City, you would have most probably said they'll have a chance. But I don't think they got a chance of winning it. Could they get in top four? Yeah, but look who's around. Look who be around them. Be fighting for that top four. There's us. You got to put us in the equation. Manchester United,
You have
Liverpool
to.
themselves, and Chelsea, and even Tottenham. So look, there's 5 teams there that would be challenging this season for the top
Yeah.
4. It's going to be very. Do you know what? It's going to be interesting but hard season this season. It is going to be, and also it's going to be after the World Cup as well. When that transfer window opens, and knowing that if any of our teams are going to splash a little bit more money to maybe get 1 or maybe 2 players in,
Yeah.
that's going to be, it's going to be interesting as well. So there's that to look forward to. So, but regarding why Leeds beat Chelsea 3-0, it was a shock. But I mean, to be honest with you, I think that shocked the whole Premier League. To be honest with you, on that day,
Yeah, sure,
even
sure,
shocked me.
Yeah, and
Oh,
mind you,
so it didn't
Leeds
have the
have
players. It didn't have the players.
Leeds haven't lost a game at home
Yeah,
this season. That's how
Wow.
crazy it is. So
yeah,
for
yeah.
Arsenal to go out there and grind out a result from Leeds in Ellen Road, it's something different. Okay, I'll bring you in here, Chelsea Dan. Chelsea Dan, are you there?
I'm here.
Are you there, Chelsea Dan? Okay,
Yeah, I'm here.
Chelsea
Yeah.
Dan. Yeah, with everything that's happening now, with Graham Potter churning out wins, grinding out wins in a way that he also backs it up with lots of performances, unlike our neighbours down the road in Tottenham Hotspur. Do you really think that Chelsea have a shout for that title this season?
Well, I'm not going to say nothing about Leeds because you're talking nonsense about when we lost 3-0 to Leeds. Yeah, like I said before, we didn't have the players at the time. You got us coming up Stamford Bridge, and if we beat you, what are you going to say to us, Tony? I hope you show up for that show when we beat you at Stamford Bridge. You lost to Man United, right? You lost to Man United at your own turf.
Yeah.
So don't come to me about talking about nonsense about Leeds beating us this season. Yes, Thomas Tuchel, yeah. Like I said, we didn't have the players. We didn't have the likes of Fofana there. We didn't have the likes of Aubameyang. We didn't even have the likes. We had like players, yeah, playing at centre back and centre mid, like in midfield. But the thing is, though, Potter's come in, showed you what he could do, and he's shining for a minute, and we're top 4. And also, we've got a game in hand. So you're only 2 points. If we win this game in hand, you're only like 2 or 3 points away from us, right? So don't come along and start giving it all the lies, because Chelsea this season, yeah, we're a scary team. And once we get to the Nkunku, and you don't sign players after the January and strengthen your team, and we got Nkunku, we don't know what Nkunku might do for us at Chelsea. But this guy, like I said to you before, Tony, he's scoring goals in the Bundesliga. Yeah, he dominated Celtic in the Champions League. He's like half-second top scorer in the Champions League this season, Nkunku. So once we got him, and then once we got Rafael Leo, this season we might not win it. But if we got hope and chance to finish in top 4,
ChelseaDan, are you going to win the league this season?
I said to you before, Tony. No, we ain't. Not this season, but next season we will.
Not this season. Okay. Ryan, I want to bring you down here. When I started this podcast, this season, I saw that Arsenal brought in Zinchenko. We did quite good business at the start of the season. And last season, we didn't have a prolific striker, to convert those goals, to convert the chances we've been creating. For us to get in Gabriel Jesus and also Zinchenko into the mix and have an injury-free Thomas Partey, I just felt that this season we're going to do something. Ryan, can you put your reputation on the line and tell me where you think Arsenal is going to be finishing this season? Mostly when we are grinding results in places, we should be grinding out results. We beat up Liverpool, and again, you saw what happened today against Manchester City. They couldn't beat up Liverpool. Where do you fix Arsenal this season?
And honestly, I said it before. It feels like we've woke the beast with Liverpool. I think our victory against them is like pretty much woke them up, and they've obviously smashed Rangers 7-1, and they've beat City today. So I can't discount Liverpool on going on a mad run now. Maybe City, they've had this one loss against Liverpool. They'll just carry on. They'll just carry on as they are. Haaland will probably carry on scoring. When it comes to the others, I'm not that worried about anyone else really, especially this season. Obviously, Chelsea are doing a bit better now with Potter because they were absolute garbage at the beginning of the season. They needed that change. Getting rid of Tuchel was the right decision for me. I thought that was the right decision at the time. Didn't want him to make that decision because I knew it'd work for him. Go on, Dan. What are you shaking your head for, lad?
I'm gonna let you line because I think you're talking with us, mate, about Thomas Tuchel. But I'm gonna let you line.
Right. So so you're rubbish.
This is one thing when you come back from the champions, be the champions of winners and the World Cup Winners' Cup and the Supers Cup, then come back and talk about Thomas Tuchel like that. Because Michael Arsenal done that for your club, and you ain't gonna never do that with that. But don't say Thomas Tuchel like that. Sorry, that's a big mistake. Yeah, he got sacked for Chelsea, but you ain't won nothing with the European Cups forever since Thomas Tuchel came to us.
You're playing better now than you was when you had Potter. It's the right decision. When you had Tuchel, sorry, it was the right decision. I mean, behind the scenes, a lot of his players don't like playing for him. There's always that murmurs behind the scenes that they're not liking it and is too whatever with him. So,
my brother, I know what you're saying, yeah, but it wasn't the players. It was Todd Bowley actually sacked him off because there's things on the transfer market. Todd Bowley wanted Cristiano Ronaldo, Thomas Tuchel didn't. Todd Bowley wanted Koulibaly, Thomas Tuchel didn't.
Yeah, maybe like I said, I feel like you made the right decision, and it's working for you now because you're playing better. But you're going through that honeymoon period. You don't know how long that's going to last, especially for this season. The other rivals for them positions, I feel like we can hopefully edge out. So anything further and above, I'll be happy with.
Okay, on Monday, I want to come to you down here. Manchester United, you had a game with Newcastle today, a drab draw. You brought in Anthony to be able to help you guys in that forward line, churn up the goals. Of course, is a very pacey guy. He dribbles a lot. He contributes a lot in your forward play. But he's not churning out the goals this season. Rashford looks a shadow of himself. He isn't churning out the goals either. Martial, same thing. What can Manchester United do this season or in the transfer window to be able to shore up this misfiring strikers right now in Manchester United?
Well, I think Anthony, he's actually scored in his first opening 3 games in the Premiership. And it's only today that he hasn't scored, but he's not a goal scorer. He's supposed to be a provider. We're still learning about his game, what he got, so what he contributes to Manchester United. And yeah, it's going to be a while yet, but I think he's obviously got a lot of tricks. He likes to square people up, but he does slow the game down a bit for me. He's not someone who can drive at people, especially from the right side, because you know he's always going to cut into his left foot. So I think eventually, with the level of the Premiership, people always evolve and learn how to sort of manage certain players. And hopefully, obviously, I wish him all the best. But already, I'm just a little bit concerned. He's like they mentioned about the honeymoon period. I think I'm a little concerned that he needs to offer a little bit more than what he's showing at the moment. So I do agree. As regards to goals and the forward line, yeah, there are a few issues. Martial seems to be our number 1 striker in this system, seems to be the most effective player, and he's injured at the moment. Rashford's been playing there. Ronaldo, he's had a bit of a mood issue because he wasn't allowed to leave. He's started to settle down now, but then he's not scoring goals either, and that's a concern as well. I just think systems win games, and I think our system is good in theory, but in practice we need to deliver it. And once we start doing that, I'd be more relaxed about where we finish. You know, by January, we have to assess it again. Remember, guys, it's only October. I know you guys have only lost 1 game, Arsenal, for example, but it's only October. We have to sort of be mindful. Like, there's so many games being crammed into the next few weeks before the World Cup that we could be looking at it, reviewing it after in November and saying, "Oh my gosh, we got an injury crisis here. Look what happened with what's his name, Diaz for Liverpool? Is it the Colombian winger? He's out, and that's a big problem."
Diaz is out.
Yeah, Diaz. Sorry. So as regards to Man United,
Arsenal banged him out.
We can laugh and chuckle, but it could be us next week. The way the games are coming thick and fast, so many games crammed in. I just think we always have to reflect and look at January as a time to see who's really in the mix. That's the real point here. We can't be going in October, having a good start and saying everything's cool. I remember Norwich City years ago in the first opening season, and Aston Villa, they had great starts and just faded out. The league is a marathon, it's a real test. And luckily, just going back to the point, Tottenham last year, they made 2 key signings. They brought in 2 key players, which got them top 4. Eventually, you could say that was the catalyst that got them top 4. So the January window is important, but you're not going to get like main players, and it's usually the summer for that. So this season, I'm just over excited. Football wins. Regardless, we're all football supporters. That's what we can all agree on. Obviously, we like our own teams, but football wins because we have these discussions on here. And big up to Andy Herbert, man. I love you, bro. Love you. And Bargav as well, you know, and love you meeting you guys as well. Yeah. But we can have these discussions on here and celebrate football as we did this weekend. What a Premiership league is. It's one of the best Premier Leagues I've seen. You know, I've never seen levels like this before. And Chelsea can make your Chelsea fan can make his argument. I can nod. I'm nodding and say, yeah, he makes a good point. Arsenal fan, he made a brilliant point. You know, And then Liverpool fans as well can also make their point. And, you just don't know because there's not much in between them, as we saw today with Liverpool beating up Man City.
Yeah. Omondi, please, I just want to ask you this again because it's good you're here. You're a Manchester United fan. See, yeah, Manchester United has conceded 15 goals, a whooping 15 goals. Now, that's the highest to be conceded in the first top 9 teams this season. So it's actually the worst record in the top 8 this season, top 8, top 9 this season. With Harry Maguire out, not this Maguire we have here, because this is Ryan Maguire. I'm talking of your captain, Maguire, out in the stands watching the game as your captain. And you're shipping in these goals, 15 goals this season. What do you think you need to do to show up that defense?
I think, look, we conceded 6 in the first 2 games. That's Brighton and Brentford, for example. So that's 9 goals. We're learning. And from them, we went on a run of five winning games, yeah? And then we can see the one against Everton, and there's a couple of goals here and there. So I think it's not that much of an issue. As I explained earlier, I do think where we can absorb pressure, we're making ourselves a bit more difficult to beat. That was the main pressing issue that we had to address when the manager came in, because we were flooding goals and players were getting the wrong side of the ball, and teams were able to counter on us, and we couldn't handle it. But now I think we're looking a bit more secure. So regardless of the 15 goals that we conceded, we're on the up. We're sort of improving in that department. Like as you highlighted earlier, Tony, the issue now is to sort of start scoring goals. And like you mentioned, our forwards, you mentioned the Dower draw that we had today. So like I said, it's different factors that we have to improve. And I think I'm a bit more comfortable about the defensive issue, despite what you're saying about the goal thing, because we've addressed that, I feel. And we're becoming a bit more difficult to beat. And Bruno's starting to drop back a bit deeper as well, which helps as well. And we had a really good block of Eriksen and McTominay, and they were kept in position. I'm a bit concerned about Casemiro. He sort of drifts out, and like Fred today, drifts out of position. But the manager will give them an opportunity and then bench them, like he did with Maguire, when he realises these guys are not really fulfilling what they're being asked to do. So we have to be compact. We have to be secure. First of all, and then try to get that next stage is try to get more goals and bury teams like Arsenal do. So we're going to take notes from Arsenal.
Okay, I'm going to the second to the last question in this for this stream.
I have to. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to.
Okay.
I have to leave. I've got a show at 8:30, so I just wanted to.
Oh, I have 8. Oh, okay.
I just say,
can you big up your channel here on Monday?
No. I'm bigging up your channel. You're a great host. You ask some really posing questions, and you like to push people's buttons, which makes for great, entertaining, a good watch. Because yes, he does. And everyone out there, make sure you subscribe and like. Tony is doing great things right now. Arsenal on the up. If you want to see him skin and teeth, this is where you find him, man. Yeah. Big up the big chest. And everything from Arsenal fans. Quick
question, Tony. Where are you from, Mamodo? Are you Jamaican? Can I ask?
My parents are Jamaican. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm half Jamaican myself, bro. Half Jamaican.
Yeah.
Reggae music. Reggae music in it. Yeah, reggae music. I love that.
Man. Yeah. We're all Jamaican. Reggae. Everybody's Jamaican. Everyone's
yes. What part of Jamaica you from? What part of Jamaica you from?
My mum and dad are from different parts. So my mum's from Lucy, and my dad's from Spanish Town.
Yes.
So yeah.
My mum's from Kingston.
Okay.
And she got married to my dad from England because he was in the army, but I don't know him. I've never been brought up by my dad. So my mum's half caste and my dad's like fully white. People say why I'm white. My brothers and sisters are half caste and all that lot, so I'm just the odd one out. So, but I'm still
Jamaican. A Jamaican love affair here. But
I'm saying greetings, enough respect to my Jamaican brethren. Big up to Mr. Maguire and Andy Herbert, love, and Tony. Thank you so much. God bless you. Glory
on
be to God.
On Monday, you have to come to the show one-on-one, and I'm still waiting to grace your own show too.
I would like to add you as a friend. I would like to add you as a friend. If you could send it in private message, and I'll send my link over to Instagram
sure.
and that.
Well, I'm on social media.
I'll get Tony. I'll get Tony to.
Yeah.
I'm good mates. I'm good mates.
On Monday, please, can you tell the people where they can find you? because they will watch this later on.
Yeah, so basically, I'm from the Man United agenda. We obviously, that speaks volumes. We are the Man United agenda. That's all we discuss, but we discuss football as well. And also, we're on BT Sports. We feature on BT Sports as well. And we just love the community, and we love interacting and participation with other channels as well. This is what it's all about. I want to say F to all the big broadcasting companies out there. This is where it's at, the people. Yeah. So come, unity, everyone. Let's get together and build some.
I'll see you next Saturday. I'll see you next Saturday. Chelsea Man United on the 22nd.
Big up to Miss Melina as well, because Miss Melina is a fantastic,
big up to her.
Fan. And check out her channel as well, because like I say, large up Miss
Melina. We love you here
from Canada. We love you. She's always there from the start, and she's really helped us out as well. So she's
and me too. She's helped me too.
We need to get these. I think we need to get these three up here. You three need to be in the hot seat. Now, the quiz master is just here. Right, I've been on it.
You have to bring your brow, flannel for your brow, and a glass of water. If you know your stuff, and you think you know about football, come to my quiz show, and I will invite.
Are you doing a quiz? Do you do quizzes? I was telling Tony I'm doing a quiz show. Yeah, my missus been working her hard on the laptop doing this quiz, and I said to Tony about it, but Tony's scared to come. Yeah, and I'd love to do it. I'm doing a no knowledge football fan
Dan, I'm
show
bringing you to
about the quiz, and then Tony said he won't join it. Tony said he won't join it because I've got him and Manny. I've got him and Manny going up against two Liverpool fans.
Here's a quick quiz question for you. Who's the first Dutchman to play for Arsenal? Sorry.
I don't know Arsenal. I'm not an Arsenal fan.
The first Dutchman
play for Arsenal.
Shouldn't that be Overmars?
Van Bronckhorst, I think.
No, that should be Overmars.
Was he a centre back? No, was he a centre back?
No. It should be Overmars.
Where was Limpard? Where was Andy?
No. The first one that was back in '95, I think, under George Graham.
Name.
And if it is Glenn Elder.
Yes! Well done. Danny Herbert, you are a don. God bless. Big up Tony and Claude channel. Enough respect to all you man there. Yeah.
Enough respect to you, Monday. We love you here, brother.
Was he a centre back?
No, he was a left winger.
All the best.
He was a left winger.
Anthony Herbert,
you cut a little lot. How do you two feel? How do you two feel? How do you two feel? Yeah, you didn't know that, and then your Anthony Herbert knew that straight off. That's bad from you, Ryan and Tony. You should have knew that straight off the bounce, not what he did. And Anthony Herbert, you have to come to my quiz show because I would love to have you on there. Tony,
Chelsea Dan, who was the first Japanese player to play for Chelsea? Since you want to mug us off here, who was the first Japanese player to play for Chelsea?
We've never had a Japanese player at Chelsea. It was South Korean
So Google it. That's wrong. Google it.
No, Tony, we've never had a Japanese player at Chelsea.
It's okay. Oh my God. It's okay.
I'm not saying, but we never had a Japanese player at Chelsea.
Okay. All right, guys. I just want to ask this question. To go to Maguire first before we take it round. Ryan.
Yo.
What can you say about this VAR of a thing? You saw what happened in the Arsenal game. You saw what happened with Liverpool last week. Liverpool said they don't want all their fans after Arsenal, got that win. They said they don't want VAR no more. And again, today, the same VAR they were all against came back to, help them today. What can you say about it? That'll be the last question.
I don't know. It's very strange. The way it works in football is very strange because if you look at video assistance in tennis or in rugby league, especially, it works no problem. there's no discussions about video assistant referees failing the game in rugby league, but for some reason in football, it's been, as soon as it come in, there was issues, and there's still issues now. There's obviously, we have big issues with referees anyway. So then the referees that we're having issues with are going sitting in VAR, and there's even issues then. Obviously, there was a delay at the beginning of the Arsenal game for 40 minutes because of there's an issue with VAR. Just scrap it and play without it for 40 minutes. Because during that 40 minutes, I went away and watched a couple of the games and watched 2 mistakes from VAR, right? There's the Southampton goal against West Ham should have been VAR ruled out because there was a foul throw. There was that one. And then there was a VAR in possibly the Chelsea game. I can't remember. I'm not right. It might not have been then. There was 2. Definitely, I've seen 2 issues that there's VAR.
The Newcastle game against Man United. The Newcastle should have the goal. Wilson, Gilmero passed the ball to Wilson, and from the inch of the line, you could see it was even offside. It should have been a 1-0 lead to Newcastle, but the VAR gave it not a goal. So
right, okay, so there you go. So there was issues with the VAR. We're not playing because VAR's not working. I'm thinking we've gone away for 40 minutes, watched 2 mistakes. Like, let us play on without it. The guys are on the sidelines with the flags. They can use their mouths to speak. They've got whistles they can blow. The referees what they're doing. So we could have just played without it, but it is the right step forward. I just don't understand why there is so many issues and why they just can't get some decisions right. Why they're not looking at. I don't know. It's a strange one. I wouldn't say scrap it because obviously we're probably too far into it now to just scrap it after 2 or 3 years. But it's a strange one.
Anthony Herbert, what do you have to say to that? Anthony Herbert. I'll come to you, Chelsea, then after Anthony Herbert.
Since VAR first come in, I wasn't a fan of it, and to be honest with you, I'm still not. This is obviously my opinion. I think the best thing they can do is scrap it, because the people that's up there watching VAR, scrap it. It's rubbish. It's absolutely ludicrous. The decisions we've seen it. How many times have we all had a personal opinion on VAR against their decisions? Loads. They won't sort out. It won't be 100%. VAR would never be 100%.
That's a big shout.
It works in rugby. It don't work in football. It doesn't. The best thing that they brought into football was goal line technology, and that was it.
Wow.
I'm saying that now. I'm not a fan of VAR. They should be gone, because the people that's up there in that room analysing what goes on the pitch, they haven't got a clue themselves.
But without VAR today, Bamford would have gotten away with what he did to Gabriel today.
I know what you're saying, but trouble is though. I know, but this VAR, you think of it. Before VAR come in, it was the referee's final decision, and that was it. You couldn't argue with the referee's decision. Now it seems like the VAR has come in, obviously, to help the referees, right? So technically, the referees aren't really doing their job to 100%, but you can't blame them. I'm not having a go at referees here.
I know.
I'm just saying that is best left with a refereeing the game. The VAR, I don't think there's no need for it. I think it's a waste of time. I've always said it, and to be honest with you, Tone, I always will.
But refereeing in England has been extremely shocking. There were times back in the days when Alex Ferguson. I know, but there were times when Alex Ferguson was the coach of Manchester United. Those days, they always got good decisions, while the rest of the league had to, scrap and beg for referees to give them penalties. But, when something just happened with Manchester United, they just, give them a penalty. So I really had a shout for, let's use computerization or robots to even get these things right.
I know
So
what you're saying. I think it's just it must be the people then. The people that is analysing and watching the VAR, they're not the right people to do it.
I'm not the right
They're
people.
not, because look at the mistakes that they've made today.
There's not enough footballers stepping up and becoming these the video refs or referees, because we say it all the time that the referees haven't played proper football, so they don't know how to make the decision or whatever. Maybe we need some kind of ex-players to step into the VAR room. Maybe I don't. It needs something looking at.
But then if it is ex-players, then they would have allegiances to clubs, and that could bring a little bit of discrepancies.
Yeah, but referees support teams as well. They just don't ref against matches that involve their own team or a rival team. Referees obviously support players. We've seen Mike Dean in the crowd and referees
oh my
like
God,
that.
scary.
So, you just need obviously if Thierry Henry's in the VAR, don't have him doing the North London derby. That's as simple as that.
Chelsea Dan, what would you say about this VAR stuff going on?
Do you know, I agree. Do you know, the true brothers down the bottom here, yeah? Like,
True.
you don't need to say it. You need to say the thing that I told you before, VAR needs to be dropped. My mate on my show, there was a guy on my show the other day, we were talking about the VAR. He said, instead of VAR, why don't we bring in the what's that damn word? I forgot what's the word called. Something assembly, something to better than VAR. Basically, he said better than VAR. We should bring that instead of VAR. For a minute, yeah, you can't. The referees on the pitch ain't bosses. It's the VAR who's running as a boss onto the referees.
Yeah.
And I've always said to Long Tony, yeah, bruv, these referees can't do the referees properly on the pitch. Why don't we bring the women as refs on the pitch? Because you see them all the time in different leagues. Right, I watched the game earlier. Yeah, about there was a Wales ChelseaDan versus I think it was Valencia. There was a woman as a ref on that pitch, and she was spot on. The VAR told her, and you can actually hear her on the mic, no, I'll sort this out. Bring this thing up onto the thing to see if it's red. And as soon as she checked, yeah, she was spot on from all the way from the 90 minute, and she was a brilliant ref, right? And I don't know why we ain't giving the women the chance to be referees in the Premier League, because I tell you, this referee who was at the Spanish game, right, should have been better than Anthony Taylor, better than Ollie, right, better than Marcus. I'm telling you,
but these referees are shocking.
They are. I'm telling you, with the VAR situation, it's ruined our football. If you think back in the day, yeah, when we did have VAR, it used to be football, but now it's like a woman's game. Basically, like with rugby, if you're playing rugby football club, yeah, they have VAR at the rugby ground. That's a proper man's game. You see them get hurt and off, yeah, and the VAR are spot on to day one in rugby. And now to day one, you see the football people diving where VAR and like soft tackle, where back in the day, if that was a tackle in a football, right, that wouldn't even included the penalty. That the referee would say get up and then move on.
Okay.
So this,
Just complete what you wanted to say. Complete.
Yeah, and then basically with the VAR, this situation, I think if they can't sort this VAR out in the Premier League, give it up, because the American VAR is much better. The American football soccer, yeah, it's much better than the VAR in the Premier League, and you can hear speaking to the VAR situations, and if you can't sort it out in the Premier League, don't bother sorting it out, because the Champions League are doing a better job than the Premier League. Even though, like we say, it's a fast Premier League, but we need to get rid of it if it can't get sorted.
Thank you, Dan. And see, I'm all for VAR. I'm sorry, But it is only in England that I've seen that we bastardize the use of this VAR. In other places, uh, Ryan, Anthony, Chelsea, Dan, in every other country that they use this VAR, they use it efficiently and very effectively. Even women, like Chelsea Dan is not the first person to say we should bring in women, because even women, women referees are even doing quite well in the championship and other places that they use them. Like legitimately, even in the female premiership, I see them. They use VR very well. But why is it that these men that should be more enlightened because of they understand how a tackle goes more better? Why is it that we can't use it appropriately? They use it well in Spain.
It's
They use it well
costing them
in
money,
Italy.
Tony. It's costing them
I don't
money.
understand. It's just a shambles. But anyway, before we all go, um, yeah, we all see what Arsenal did today. Chelsea is creeping up the table too. Um, I will ask each and every one of us individually. I know I've asked Ryan this question already, but we'll just go for it again. Chelsea Dan, do you want? Do
You're
you
breaking up,
think you
Tony.
can? Do you think you can start taking? Because this is an Arsenal fan channel, so I would say something about Arsenal before we all go. Do you think you can start taking Arsenal Football Club as a genuine Premiership title contenders this season? A short
No.
one, so that others can go with it.
Well,
And
could
just
I
give
just
you,
quickly
yeah,
say one quick, Tony? Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Actually, if you will know, I just want to ask a quick question to Anthony. Do you know the VAR? Do you know how much they're actually spending the money for VAR this for the last 3 seasons? They're spending high payment on VAR, and this VAR like it's a shambles. Like VAR, it's a They're paying VAR, yeah, over 250,000, like 250 million, yeah, just for this VAR to be into the Premier League. With that 250 million, right? Do you think this you guys we should have a better technology than this VAR for that kind of money? Because I think we should, because it's a joke, this VAR, for a minute.
Yeah,
Then I'll
I
be a
I
bit
think
about us afterwards.
yeah, I think so. And if it's not going to improve, right, let's just say for figure what we're paying and it's not going to improve, I think personally it'd be better to scrap VAR and that 250 million they pay, inject it into every single one of the teams that's in the Premier League.
Yes, well, then I'm really happy you said that, Anthony. I'm really glad because I've had a lot of debates. People saying, "Oh, you're talking nonsense. Why are you talking like?" And I'm
Mm.
thinking to myself, I'm not the one talking nonsense. If you actually look at the football now, it's not like a real game of VAR. Like the likes of Liverpool Arsenal game, there was mistakes there. Like Liverpool should have a penalty, and then basically should have two penalties and then sending off from an Arsenal player. Chelsea with Mendy that time, I'm gonna big up to I tell you, Tony, when we played West Ham, yeah, that second when Mendy got on the floor, right, and it bounced, and then Cornet scored that goal. The VAR actually gave it us for once, yeah, fair enough, we got the win, but that shouldn't have been a win. That should have been a draw because any day that was a goal, and Mendy made a mistake, all right. But this is VAR for you. They're making mistakes for every single football club, and we've never had VAR in our lot for the last 2 seasons, and that's the once we've had it locked, yeah, for us. But us Chelsea fans still think it should still be a draw with 2-2 West Ham any day, but we got the win. But what we'll say this year with Arsenal, I'm not gonna laugh. You're doing great for a minute because you played against lower clubs, and like Ryan said with Leeds, they should have Bamford should have scored that penalty. I don't know what he did, and if he'd have scored that, that'd have been a 1-1 draw for you guys. But any day he missed it, and that's football for you. Like I said to you, Tony, before, as a brother, as a mate, yeah. Don't talk about football for a bit, yeah. I told you before, as a mate, if you don't get it like last season and this season, if you don't buy any players in January, you're out that title. And do not even your own couple of your own Arsenal fans have told you this. They don't think you're going to win the league this season, right? If you don't, because every single time when Arsenal since last year, you didn't buy anyone in January to strengthen to try and finish the top 4 Premier League, and then Tottenham overdone you. Got into the Champions League. And if Michael Arteta don't do it this January by players, you're not going to stay up there because you can't rely on Nakita because he ain't scoring you like 20 to 22 bags of goals a season. And that Fieri, who you've got on the bench, he ain't going to score you 22 goals. You're relying on Gabriel Jesus, and like what Ryan said today, he should have got sent off. Yeah, he hasn't really scored much goals for you since the start of the season. And if he's injured, you ain't got no one to replace him up front. You ain't got a false 9. And like your centre backs, you haven't got anyone. So I'm sorry, Tony. Arsenal are doing really well for a minute, but you're not finishing the top 1 this season, mate.
I appreciate your opinion down there, Chelsea Dan. Of course, I'll have my own say at the end of everything. Anthony Herbert, then we go to Ryan Maguire. Anthony Herbert, Arsenal's chances this season. Do you think we are ready to win the title this season?
You know what? This is the only season that we can most probably win the Premier League. But to be honest with you, Tony, I can't see it because we haven't got we haven't got the class of what Man City got. I mean, when Man City got injuries, you know, they can take off a class player and replace him with class. We haven't got that. We haven't got that. I agree with what Chelsea Dan said. Like, you know, if Jesus is injured, we got Eddie Nketiah. He's not a bad player, but he's not the answer. He's not the answer to Arsenal Football Club. Let's be honest. I feel that the best thing in that team is the left back position of Kieran Tierney and Zinchenko. You know, that's the 2. Even Tomiyasu going over to there now. You know, so he's like you know, we're really strong on that left hand side, but obviously weak on the well, obviously more weaker on the right. So, but it's like what I said. I mean, to be honest with you, when Saka was playing today as well, you could tell he even though he got the goal, but he was sort of shattered because he had a good game against Liverpool. Then the Europa League against Bodo Glimt, you know, he scored the goal then. But you could tell he was knackered in that game, in the Europa League game. And there were spells. He did have a few good spells in this game, but I think it was on a stream. I wasn't on there, but I rated Saka. What did I rate him today? It was either I think it was a 6 out of 10, or a 7, 6 or 7 out of 10. And to be honest with you, my I don't know if you're going to do man of the matches. Are we going to wait, or should I say it now?
I'll be doing it tomorrow with Melina, but of course you can say yours here.
But my man of the match today, personally, I think was Ramsdale, the goalkeeper.
Oh yeah, he had quite
I
good
think it was
saves today.
Ramsdale was yeah. I mean, Gabriel, I think I give him a 5 today.
Yeah.
You know, so but this is what I was saying earlier when I first come on the stream.
Yeah.
We didn't play that great, but if we can go into games, some games like that, not playing great but winning them,
but grinding out results.
That's what we want. And you know, and that's good for us. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think we'll win the Premier League. Maybe Man City. I think that they'll win it. Points between us and them. I think you might be talking around about maybe the maximum of, I think 9 points, maybe 3 wins. But listen, if that happens, and I'll hold up my hands and I'll say I'm wrong, and I'll be Arteta in, and I will be.
Okay, good, good. I of course, you know my channel, Anthony. You know I accept even anyone that curses Arsenal. I accept the person on this channel because it's legitimately your opinion. So you know, and I respect people's opinion. That's how me and Ryan Maguire, who's my first podcaster here, and you know a partner here. That's how we set out to run this channel at the same time. So Ryan, of course. You need to talk here. So what do you think? Arsenal for the title. What do you say to it?
Yeah, just before we jump onto that, I'll have just a quick go at that. The VAR for what Chelsea Dan was saying. Obviously, that's massive money in the VAR. If we could send it somewhere else, for me, it'd be grassroots football all every day of the week. That's where it would go. I won't give any more money to the clubs in the Premier League. They've got enough. The clubs like Bury and them clubs, and the clubs that are big clubs disappearing need money. But yeah, I think with the VAR, I think the technology that they have for it might be good. It's just the people running the technology is what's letting it down. But yeah, but that the VAR debate will roll on as long as we've got it. Just the fact, we had the debates before we had it. Should we have VAR was a debate every week, and now we've got it. It's going to be, should we get rid of it or should it stay? And how good it is it good or is it bad? Like Emmy Baba said, has it done any good or bad? Well, has it done more good or more bad? I think I know every person will have their own answer to that. I couldn't. I think it's been good at times. It's been very, very bad at times as well. So hopefully we'll learn from it and get better. Like we said. So we'll go to Arsenal. I feel like so we're top of the league at the minute, 4 points clear. It's a brilliant place to be. Best start to the Premier League we've ever had. Best start to a top flight season we've ever had. So you've got to be happy that in this position. You can't. We can't not be. So anyone that is saying that we're going to win the league at this point, you can understand why they're saying it when you started so well and obviously with other. You've heard how badly we were going to start and how we were going to fall and all that stuff. So that's why we're as happy as what we are. The majority, obviously, some fans are still Arteta out because we're top of the league. I don't know. Some fans will never be pleased. If we did manage to win it, it'd be a monumental result. It'd be up there with Leicester's win, I think. So maybe not as much as a surprise, but it'd be close. All up there with Liverpool's win, maybe, I don't know. But in terms of my prediction, after a couple of weeks, I did think we could get third and second, and I still. For me, if we finish after this run, if we finish third, I'm taking that all day, every day of the week. I'm happy with that. Yeah. Second, I'll be absolutely buzzing with second, 110%. And like I said, if we do go and win it, absolute dreamland. But at the minute, I still think third and second, I'd be delighted with. Honestly, delighted with.
Yeah. Of course, I'll have the last say. ChelseaDan, you had your say already.
Oh, no,
you want to end the show?
Sorry.
Okay.
Quick question, please, bro. Yeah, just quick questions. I know it's the end of the show. Can you remember when Chelsea, last season was three months top of the Premier League? Yeah, likes of Liverpool, Man City, and we had higher points than them. Us Chelsea fans didn't big up that we was going to win the Premier League, because we know for a fact that last season, when we was 3 months top, we didn't big up saying we was going to win the Premier League. Do you know why we didn't say that we was going to win the Premier League?
So, I'm sorry. In that period, did you beat Liverpool? Did you beat Tottenham Hotspurs?
Yeah.
Did you beat Tottenham Hotspurs?
We beat Tottenham and then we beat Liverpool. And we drew to Man United.
I'm not sure about
we did.
I'm not sure about that, but okay.
Yeah, we beat Liverpool at their home ground, right? We beat Tottenham at Stamford Bridge, and then we went to Man United and we drew 0-0 with them, right? Them games.
Did you beat Man City? Did you beat Man City at the time?
No, we beat Man City. No. We drew to Man City that game. We drew 1-1. But the time when we drew 1-1, we had players injured, and we knew we weren't going to win the Premier League because we didn't big it up. And that's what I mean. And then we waited, and that when we had injuries from that season, we was relying to buy players for January, and then we've got two in January. We got 2 players in January, right? And we was meant to get 4, but we couldn't get the 4 because we needed another right wing back when Reece James got injured, and we needed another centre back, and we couldn't get one. So that's when we started. That's when we started dropping points and finished third in the Premier League. Last season.
What's your point, Dan?
But what I'm trying to say to you, Arsenal is doing exactly the same thing to you. Yeah, you're doing really well in the Premier League, being top. But like I said to you, if you can't get the players what you need for January, that's when you'll start dropping down to second or third in the table.
Okay.
Okay,
Um,
buddy?
I agree. I agree with what everyone have said here, of course. And Ryan, it's the same thing me and you keep saying in this station. January transfer window, we need to go and dip our hands in that transfer market. We need
Yeah,
to bring replacement. We need to bring in players. We do need it. There is no how logically possible that we have to go into that January market and bring in a new striker. We have to go bring a cover up or an effective replacement, a like for like replacement for Thomas Partey.
yeah,
There's this guy that Anthony Herbert was saying we're looking into. His name is Rodriguez. I think he plays for Real Sociedad. He's a good guy. He's tall, 6 foot plus,
Yeah,
strong.
I
He's
bet
brutish. He doesn't take no prisoners. You know, these are guys that are ready, and we need a 6 foot plus central defender because Gabriel Magalhaes is acting up strangely this season, and that's the person I was really hoping that he would be leading the way, in that defense this season and showing Saliba, I'm the leader here. You have to toe my line. But he's not really completely doing it because we have to be fair to him. He has also, helped us this season, whether we like it or not. So, when you look at all these things, we really do need replacement, Ryan. That's what I think. But
yeah.
again, I will still double down. I cannot give up now, and I've already said it already. Arsenal is going to win the league. I can't, I can't, I can't take that back off the internet because everyone will clown me.
Nope, you can't back down. You made the statement.
Yeah. I can't back down now. So I just have to accept it for what it is. So, but what it? Okay, Anthony's back here. Anthony, you're back on. So, like I said,
I love
Anthony,
you.
I cannot back out from what I've said already. Before we played the Liverpool game, I said that Arsenal was in for a shout, for this league title. That we're going to be challengers. But after that Liverpool game and the way I saw the players fight, and kind of like banged Liverpool players up and gave them a couple of injuries and tried to fight for that game to the last drop of their blood last weekend. I declared officially that we are going to win the league, and I don't see any difference in it. But we have to go to the January market and get some players, as Chelsea Dan said. And me and Ryan have always been saying it here on the show. I've even said it on Gooners from all corners. I've told you many times, Anthony, that we need to get in players. It's a must for us to be able to sustain that title charge. So we see Man City just dropped points. We're 4 points ahead. We're 4 points ahead. So right now, Manchester City have to beat us. Right now, they have to churn up, some wins, and they also have to beat us. That's assuming if Arsenal goes on to beat Chelsea and all these lingering small teams waiting for us down there. But uh, this October was supposed to be. Ryan, you remembered when many guys were always telling us, mostly in the Ryan and Claude show, that yeah, just wait till October. Just wait
Yeah,
till October. Yeah,
because
you have long games. This, that, and what's happening right now? October is a clean sweep.
Yeah. Don't forget, obviously, with the cancelled games after City lost today, we were supposed to play City on Thursday. So
Yeah.
City could have lost today. We'd have smashed them on Thursday at the Emirates. What's that? 7 points clear, and then it'd have been even better. But
Did I say you should smash Man City?
yeah, 100%, yeah.
No chance.
Well,
Did-
you're
only-
well, Chelsea Dan, you're wrong because you said we were
about it.
going to lose
No,
against Chelsea
no
Dan. Did you say we were going to lose against
Don't
Liverpool?
worry about it.
Did you say we were going to lose against Liverpool? Yes
You
or
was
no?
lucky to beat Liverpool. You was lucky to beat
Okay.
Liverpool.
Did you say we were going to lose against Tottenham Hotspurs?
Tony. I did that a bit bad because it was going to happen that you was going to beat Tottenham at Emirates. You always do every season, but when you go to their ground, they beat you.
Okay. Guys, I
Oh,
rest
no,
my
but
case. I rest
Bob, I
my
love you to
case.
bits. But no, but Ryan,
So you mean a team would go right now and beat up Liverpool by
Arsenal's
luck?
not Liverpool.
By luck?
Arsenal's not Liverpool.
No, 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 no,
Arsenal's
no,
not
no.
Liverpool.
No, I said we beat Liverpool. Are you
Yeah, but
deluded right now? We
no,
beat
no, I'm not.
Liverpool.
Right, you beat Liverpool
Yeah.
by a slight penalty. Yeah, but
Okay, good.
what about
Okay, good.
Liverpool's then?
Then what
What about
happened with
Liverpool's
Manchester
then?
City?
What about
Then
Liverpool's
what
then,
happened
Tony?
with
Come on.
Manchester City today? What
Huh?
happened with what happened with Manchester City today?
Well, Man City, yeah, what like we was talking about, yeah, that they should have had a draw, but the VAR gave it
That's
right.
waffles. That's waffles.
They should have had a draw. The Foden goal was a goal.
If you claim that Arsenal are very lucky and we cannot play and Liverpool did not beat us, and
But
then
when's
the
the last
people
time
you're
you went
saying,
first team? When's the last time you went first team?
Dan, let's don't talk over each
Okay,
other.
okay, sorry, bud.
Manchester City, that you've already given the title already, because you don't even believe in your team that they're going to win the title this season. I have proof. You said that in many places. So,
Oh, I told you
if
that.
yeah, you've said that. You've given Manchester City the title
Because we
already
got a
this
part of
season.
it. We just got a part. He ain't going to be do
Okay,
something
good. But
with the magic wand.
in either way, you've already given Manchester City the title this season. You say in your previous streams that Manchester City is going to win the title this season. So, and Manchester City came short over Liverpool, and Arsenal beat Liverpool. So why aren't you giving us the credit that we deserve right now?
Right, Tony. I'm not being big headed. Right, as every single Arsenal player, even your mate the Arsenal gunner. Right, last time he was on the show, he actually admitted that Arsenal were lucky to beat Liverpool that game, and that Liverpool should have at least two penalties, and the VAR weren't working, and it's
Anthony,
because they get VAR.
Anthony, were we lucky to beat Liverpool? What
No,
happened with Manchester City
I
today?
thought that
Do you think we
was
were just lucky?
I felt it was a good game, entertaining game against us in Liverpool. And to be honest with you, I was surprised. I was surprised how we played in that game. And to be honest with you, I think we deserved to win that game. You know, but it was just. But you got to think we had Tottenham the week before that. You know, we beat Tottenham. Then we had our Europa League game. Then Liverpool. Then the Europa League game, and then today we got we beat Leeds 1-0 in to me of a game that was reasonably flat. You know, there wasn't really nothing in that game.
But we grinded out the result. And
It
in
was a
that
good
same ground, Chelsea was mopped, on the floor, all over the floor, 3-0.
What?
But
Are you talking about the Leeds game?
Ryan, do you
Right.
agree that we were lucky to beat Liverpool?
Well,
Come
apparently,
on, you had a penny. They should have had a penny. They should have had a penny.
every Arsenal victory was lucky, according to Chelsea. Dan, every game we've won has been lucky.
Yeah, all Arsenal games have been lucky games.
No, but Leeds game, you should have the draw. You should have the draw out. That was a lucky. Bamford should have got the penny. No, but Tony,
you make your own luck. You have a good performance. Obviously, them kind of games against Liverpool would have easily lost in the past. So we thoroughly deserve to win it. Obviously, if Bamford does score his penalty in the 70-odd minute, there's 20 more minutes for us to get another goal. So you can't say it's definitely going to be a draw. You don't know what's going to happen after that, do you? So, no.
Yeah, I know saying right. But truthfully, facts now, yeah, right? The first half, yeah, of your first goal for Martinelli, that was offside, clearly offside, but VAR gave it to you. The handball from Liverpool, off the hand, right? When Gabriel, when Jota went to go flick it over your Gabriel over the head with the ball, it hit his hand straight away. That should have been a penalty, but the VAR and the referee never gave that. You should also had Liverpool should have had that penalty that game when was it Firmino or no Diaz got in the ball. The player literally took his leg out. Right, should have got red card, but no penalty. And even though, from that. So, but then in your end, when Gabriel Jesus, it was a slight touch, but that should be a penalty. Don't think so. That should be no way. It was a little slight touch tangle. That's what I'm saying. That's what John was telling you, Tony. That game, yeah, if the VAR knew its top technology, you would not have won that game for doubt. But today's game, yeah, good, yeah, good performance. You told me last night that you was going to smash Leeds. Second half, they were all over you, and Leeds didn't miss that thing. And then Ryan admits that Jesus should have got sent off in a Leeds game. So what is it? Is it a sending off or not sending off? Because on my turf, yeah, that game is like, and it's good. Yes, you're doing good results. You're doing good results in. But you got us coming up, Tony. Yeah, right. You got Chelsea coming up, right? You lost to Man United. If Arsenal are a really good team, you should have lost against Man United, right? You should have beaten Tottenham, a lower club. Everyone knew that Tottenham would have lost at your ground at Emirates. But when you go to their turf, they beat you all the time at Tottenham's Hotspur's ground. But I want to know, when's the last time you beat Man City? Because you're saying you think you was going to smash Man City, yeah? Hell of no chance. Because Man City today, yeah, Liverpool did well. Good defending. They were all back. And then broke from where Chris Casillo made that mistake. And that's when Salah ran in, banned the goal. For Foden's goal, when John came on the show and said about the Erling Haaland, like we always agree, VAR, it was a soft push, no way of free, it should have been a foul. Foden should have scored that goal. But today, like Liverpool and Man City, every season, as everyone knows, Liverpool and Man City has a really good football. Liverpool always beats Man City, and Man City always beats Liverpool. It happens, yeah.
Okay.
But where's last? You're saying I want to know, yeah. I'm not being like harsh, yeah. I'm happy for Arsenal being top, yeah. You're doing really well. But if Arsenal thinks that you're gonna smash Man City, you ain't gonna smash them. You might you might beat them, but don't ever say you're gonna smash them, because you will never smash Man City, because you haven't smashed Man City since the last 6 seasons, and you haven't beaten them since then. When Man City was back in the day, nothing. That's when you probably beat them, when they used to get relegated. But now to top form, Man City, you wouldn't know that game on Wednesday.
Dan,
you might have lost against
Dan. Yeah, I said smash, right? I meant win. Yeah, I didn't mean we was gonna 5-0 them or something daft like that. I'm not being a knobhead. I was just saying that I honestly believe that if it would have been this Thursday, we would have had the confidence to beat them, and that's mainly because I go back to the game in January last season where we played really, really well against them. It was 1-0 for a while, and dodgy decisions took the game away from us. So I've said it that I feel like we should be very confident to get a victory against them. So I said smash because I'm on the hype and that. But yeah, like I said, I'm not saying we're going to like 5-0 whatever. I just think we should be confident enough to beat them because of how we played in the last game and the way we've come on this season. Don't forget when we nearly beat them last season, we were playing shit. Obviously, their mentality and whatever.
But they still beat you 2-1, though. They beat you 2-1, didn't they?
Chelsea Dan, he allowed you to talk when you were talking.
No, I'm just saying that. I'm just saying
that. You're talking over him. It's not
I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry, man. I'm new to YouTube. Sorry, man. But I'm just saying they beat you 2-1.
Yeah,
right? But they beat you twice last season, didn't they? What was the score at their stadium?
Yeah, they beat us 5-0 at their stadium when we had about two. We had about 2 players playing from the first 11. All the other players were pretty injured, or they was on COVID. They were not. Most of the players weren't playing then. That was right at the beginning in the season, whatever. So, and then when we had the full strength squad, they beat us 2-1. But I'm saying take confidence in the performance. Most of the game we was winning 1-0, and dodgy decisions fucked it up for us at the end. A dodgy decision from one of our players, but then VAR took it away from us, or the referee took it away from us, whichever way you want to look at it. And you could say one of your words that City got a lucky victory against us in the 93rd minute.
Nah,
we deserved to win that game.
It was a very lucky win.
It was down to 10 men. It was down to 10 men that game.
We was down to 10 men.
Yeah, but you could say it's lucky then. How could it be a lucky win? They beat you for it's like Tony said about when Leeds beat us 3-0. Like I could say we didn't have the players, but Leeds beat us on that day because they were a better side. But you can't say they were lucky.
But you never said that.
We can
you
say
never said that. Leeds was a better team. But
I know what you're trying to say.
okay. Let's end this discussion. But this better team that beat you up this season and beat you up
but we did have the
3-0.
players, like Tony. But I'm trying to say to you, we did have the players, but they still beat us. They still beat us.
Dan, you've spoken. You've spoken.
I know, Bob. I love you loads. I know banter, but you've got to understand this, right? Leeds, beat us because we didn't have the players at their ground, right? Like I'll admit, we didn't have the players. It's like you last season when Man City was down to 10 men and like you had injuries, yeah. But they still beat you on that day. They still beat you. Yes, like we didn't have we had to see like the centre mid going as a centre back, but they still beat us on that day because they beat us fair and square, right? But what I'm trying to say to you, Tony,
was that, Dan? Which player was that, Dan? By the way,
Callum Hudson-Odoi was actually at centre back. That's it. And then full back. I sent him the formation. I sent Tony the formation on WhatsApp. It's all there.
Dan, do you mean Loftus-Cheek?
Oh, was it Loftus-Cheek? It was one of them, and he was playing centre back. I think it was Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek ain't a centre back.
The guy wasn't playing, but it could have been Cheek though. It could have been Cheek.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
wait, Dan. Even Amy Baba here says Dan. Okay, guys. Dan admitted that Leeds were better than them. You know, at least that's one thing he said, that they were better than them on the day. So the team that was better than you on the day, Arsenal beat them up today by 1-0 and was the top of the league. And Anthony Herbert, I will let you do justice to this. Can you remember what position Chelsea Football Club is in the league table before we go? Now, yeah. Can you remember?
With the game in hand.
I think they're fourth. They're just above Man United.
Okay.
And we've got a game in hand.
Okay.
And we've got a game in hand. And we'll be 2 points. We'll be 2 points away from you when we win the game in hand.
Oh my God, Chelsea Dan.
Sorry.
Oh my God. See, Chelsea Dan. I want to explain something to you. We allowed you talk, and when other people are talking, you just have to, you know.
I know, guys. I'm really sorry. I'm like
them, you know. But
yeah, Tony. I'm sorry. I'm not.
So
you know, I'm not.
Chelsea,
sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay, Chelsea Dan. You're my guy. You know, but you guys are in
Tony,
position.
I just jump in here. Dan, if you win your game in hand, you're 5 points behind us, not 2 points behind us.
Yeah.
Oh no. So we're a point from Tottenham, and then we're a point from Man City. Yeah, but no matter what, we're still 5 points. But we can still catch you up if we beat.
But you said
you got us at Stamford Bridge.
No, Chelsea Dan. You said 2 points, so you're wrong.
Oh, yeah, I'm not. Yes, I'm wrong.
You're wrong. So
no, Tony. I might be 5 points away. Yeah, but we've got game now. Yeah, but when you got us, do you think you're going to beat us at Stamford Bridge? If we beat you, yeah, we'll be 2 points from you.
Dan, Dan, we've not lost there since 2018, so there's a good chance we could beat you again.
We've smashed you so many times. We beat you in the UEFA 6-0. We beat you last season. You beat us one at Stamford Bridge, and we beat you at your own ground.
Yeah.
So how can you say that?
Because we've not lost there since 2018, so there's a chance that we might win.
But you have lost, but you have lost games at Stamford Bridge.
What, since 2018?
In the cup game last season when you didn't at Stamford Bridge, you lost then at home
in the Premiership, Dan.
In the Premier League, yeah.
In the Premier League, we haven't lost in Chelsea since 2018. That's a fact.
In what cup game though? In what cup game?
FA Cup final.
Well, but the Sophie Cup. But did we not beat you in the UEFA? Like you haven't won the European. You haven't won. But you could big up the FA Cup. But did we not dominate you 6-0 when Eddie and Hazard scored 2 goals in the UEFA? That you haven't won a European Cup. So don't come to us about a Sophie Cup, FA Cup when you ain't got the big guns of the European. So that's nothing. That's nothing. Okay. Come on.
Okay.
I was talking about the Prem. I kind of agree with that, but I'll talk about the Prem.
Okay. So guys, we have to go. Even Anthony Herbert is like, what is happening
No,
here?
I'm enjoying it. I'm just sat here enjoying it,
I
listening,
know. Him
taking
and
it all
Ryan
in.
is going. Ryan doesn't really.
Right. Tony will admit to you, I'm a nice guy. Yeah, I gave him my big cheese so he could watch his Arsenal game as he's an Arsenal supporter. I
Dan,
would
you
never
have to
do
be
that to him,
very
mate.
careful because
But,
Ryan
yeah,
is my
but
business. Ryan is my
yeah,
business partner. We
yeah, I
already
know. But
stated
I'm not
together.
what I'm
So
saying. Yeah, but Tony, you know I'm a
if
nice
you are in
guy,
his
and
bad books, it will be good.
I'll ring Tony. I'll ring Tony up every night. Yeah, every night when we speak, like proper, like have a good laugh and that. Yeah. But I'll just say one thing. When you got the 2 stars on your shirt and win the World Cup's best club in the whole world, as Chelsea's the best club, like the likes of Man United, likes of Liverpool, AC Milan, Roma, right, Real Madrid, Barcelona, in that top thing, come back to us and sing along, because till then you can't sing it.
I
Anyway, Tony,
I,
I've got to go.
I
I've got to
watched
have my
the
missus
game.
out.
I watched the
Okay.
game
Right?
against Palmeiras.
Yeah.
Oh, Palmeiras, yes.
We're already
Yeah.
going out.
Seven.
Right. We're already going
All
out.
right,
You
man.
can just
Okay.
yeah. Chelsea Dan, you can just wait. We're going out already. So guys, thank you very much. You can see what happened here. We had a star-studded panel today. On Monday was here. Bag of our friend was here. Anthony Herbert, is here. Ryan Maguire, my business partner, and podcaster here too, is here too. With me everywhere I go. Chelsea Dan came here trying to rattle me, trying to rattle Anthony Herbert, and on Monday. But of course, Ryan will have to put him in his place. That's what Ryan does. So
Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. You can't say nothing about the Champions League.
okay, Dan, we finished that story already. Let it go. So I want to thank Arsenal above all, Amy Baba, Ayodeji, who was here and who became a member today. Emmanuel Adedeji, he was here today, and is a Chelsea football fan, and he became a new member today. God bless you. You're now in the league of Anthony Herbert, Amy Baba, and others, who have become members of this channel. Thank you very, very much. Miss Melina, who was here, thank you very much. God bless you. The Added Time podcast. Thank you for showing up. Anthony Herbert in the chat. Thank you for showing up today.
That's right.
Bobby K, thanks for showing up today. Otto B, thanks for showing up today. Chelsea OG, God bless you. God bless you too. So yeah. So tomorrow I'm going to be bringing in a very, very special guest of mine, and it's going to be Miss Melina. She runs an Arsenal fan channel called Miss Melina, so she'll be here from 7 to 8 p.m. UK time tomorrow. So you guys should pop in. Ryan, if you have time, please pop in. It's Miss Melina, a very lovely woman, lovely lady. She has supported this channel mostly on Twitter. She does all type of support for us, and she's a very lovely person, and she loves Arsenal. So I would like you to be here to be nice for you to come and talk with her. Let's make it a good one, and at least we can clearly analyze the game, because even if we won today, that game still needs a therapy. So we still really need to look in depthly into the game today and talk about it. So join us with Miss Melina tomorrow, 7 to 8 p.m. She'll be here with us live from Canada. So thank you guys. Thank everyone for joining us. Anthony Herbert, God bless you. You're a member of this channel, and we've become friends over time. So thank you very much. And of course, Ryan Maguire, I love you from the heart, man. Thanks for making this channel something runnable. And I hope that me and you will reap the benefits when things start coming up good. Chelsea Dan, you're my guy, you're my friend, you're my mate.
I've got to go because I've got to take my boy to the hospital.
Thank you very much for coming to the show.
It's thrown
And I'll
up
see
blood.
you soon.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank
Thanks
you,
for letting me
everyone.
join,
All
man.
right.
All the best. Thanks, guys, man.
All the
All the
best.
best, man. All the
Yeah,
best,
bye.
man.